All right, welcome to Saturday training in Evergreen, Colorado. I'm Sue Hart, and today we are going to do a recap of the amazing summit that many of us were just at in California, in Anaheim. And Angela is going to cover social media and retention. And June is going to cover the compensation plan in a little different format today. And I'm going to go over the new social selling process that Youngevity is coming up with. That is really exciting and amazing. And then June's going to show us all the new fabulous products that are being rolled out, including the chocolate peanut butter cups are here. We're so excited. And then I'm going to kind of bring it all together with a new Be the Change initiative that I'd like to throw out to the group and see what we think about that, and talk about convention for Salt Lake and a couple of the upcoming Super Saturday virtual training events. Okay, so first I'd like to bring up Angela, who did an amazing job to volunteer to do the retention recap and also the social media. So we're all really looking forward to hearing what you found out, because at convention we all kind of split up and everybody took a topic so that we could bring it back to the group here and share all the parts that were going on at convention. So there's so much new stuff. So welcome, Angela, and thank you.
Does Youngevity make That's it. I don't need it to be full screen. Well, okay, we're good. So, on screen? Okay. So the social media breakout was presented by both Michelle Wallet and Henry Wanneker. Very, very cool. I lost it. I left clicked. That's okay. Okay.
Anytime you want to jump in, Robert.
So I wonder if I need to click here first, and maybe that's what I just did. We're good. We're good. Okay. So with social media, we need to know why we're using social media. The essence of it is to be speaking to people more clearly. We want to be able to talk to people across the world now, which is really cool. So there's a gentleman named Eric Coleman. He wrote a book called Socialnomics. In his book, he's now coining the word of word of mouth to world of mouth. So now, which means essentially we are talking to everybody across the world. It's no longer just our niches. One of the other things that we're going to look at is the return of investment in social media is that your business is going to be lasting for another 5 years. In my massage business, I've never really put the time, energy into doing the social media because I never understood what I was getting out of it. So this quick example of still being there, that's huge. Can you talk a little bit about that concept? The return of investment?
No, the reason.
Because you are staying there and you're staying in front of people, then you're going to continuously get people engaging with you, staying in contact with you, and using your business. It's just being seen, it's being known. I mean, can you put a number on social media of what your income is when you do your social media for your other business? No. Exactly, I couldn't either. So just still being alive in your business is the return of investment. Okay. All right, so Youngevity has found that social media is a huge tool for us all to be using. And in their acknowledgement, they have gone ahead and created all kinds of different medias for us to utilize and bring into our own business. So they do have the 2 Facebook pages where one is public for everybody to see. The other one is private. That's for us, Youngevity only. If you're not already on the corporate page, ask your upline or someone to invite you to the page, and then invite all of your team members to that page as well. These are tools that we're going to be able to pull and plug into our social media onto our own sites to share with other people, and I'll get into that as I go through the slides. There's Twitter. They have a Twitter page. They have an Instagram page. They have Pinterest. They have LinkedIn. Vimeo is the new thing, by the way. Periscope is out. We're now utilizing Vimeo. Vimeo, they can keep the video online for a long duration, and you can delete it at any time. Whereas with Periscope, it was gone immediately. You can also upload Vimeo to Facebook so that people can see that. So these are just the new tools.
Is Vimeo an app?
Vimeo is an app.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure, no problem.
That's a new thing to me too. So these are medias that I have been using in my personal business, but not really using. So it's kind of cool to now know how to use this so that both businesses can be excelled, and I can eventually move on and become my friend. So, all right. So how do we use social media? How do we communicate with others? Do you want to or should you post a Youngevity ad? And then another question we're going to look at is, do I create a fan page? What is a fan page? Why would I do a fan page? Quite honestly, we don't have to worry about that until we have 5,000 followers. So we're going to just kind of skip over that one and let Youngevity take care of that piece for us. So in doing social media, the essence of social media is understanding your audience. So to be able to understand your audience, we're going to start communicating with them through Facebook and the other forms of media, and posting questions, posting pictures, posting anything and everything to get them engaged with us so that we know what it is that they're liking. When we know what they like, then we know what we can post to them. We're going to ask all kinds of questions again. So yeah, so engaging. At Summit, they suggested to all of us and challenged us to post a photo of ourselves smiling. I am smiling on this inner tube. That's my daughter and I. And then post a comment with it stating, can anyone relate to a time in their past? Oh wait, I'm sorry. Relate to a feeling as great as they once did in the past. And then we're going to see what kind of responses you're going to get from them. Let me restate that because I stuttered. So can anyone relate to not feeling as great as they want to? So I did post this. I had several likes. Honestly, I don't know if they liked the comment or if they liked the photo, because I think it is a kind of fun photo. Cool thing about this comment, we can also use that offline. So when somebody asks you, what do you do for work? You can look at them and say, you know, can you relate, or I'm sorry, can you relate to not feeling as great as you once did? And the people will typically respond to, yeah, I can relate to that. And you're going to come back and say, well, I help people get back to that place. And that's all right, so another thing we need to know about social media is after we know our audience, We need to know what our expected outcome is for everything that we post. So our news feed is our real estate, and that's where we're going to interact and communicate with all of the people. What we're wanting to do for our outcome is to get them to interact with us. Our outcome is to get them to like us, get them to share with us, get them to comment on all of our social media. Because these are going to be tools that we're going to utilize to communicate with them moving forward and start to share our message with them. So what they're advising us is for us to sell what we have without really selling what we have. So we're going to directly post items. We're going to get to that next. There's a lot of information in a short amount of time.
What is that phrase? What am I thinking about?
I'm going to go into that.
Okay.
So when we're selling what we have without selling what we have, we want to focus on the 80-20 rule with our posts. So we're going to post 20% of indirect longevity messages, and we're going to post 20 direct longevity. So in that 20%, we can pull that off of the longevity pages, so we can share and like the items that they post on the longevity page. But in that 80%, this is indirect, this is selling without selling. Youngevity, as we know, their message is sharing the improvement of our health, both physically and financially, and gaining our time. So we're going to post items showing us on vacation, spending time with our families, different recipes that are healthy recipes. We're going to post fitness items, you know, people going to work out. I posted one yesterday about Taekwondo, a kid being dragged, and said this was me in Mika Pandy's class. I get a lot of interactions with that. So I was posting health and fitness without letting them know that I'm pulling them in to my longevity. So as I was posting stuff like that, I had a lot of interactions. I reached out and contacted several of the people that with interacting with me. This is why we're doing social media. Again, it comes back to what is the outcome that we're expecting, getting the engagement and being able to communicate with them. Things that we're not going to want to do is build your network too quickly. Don't try selling people. Don't rely on one application. When I say that, don't just specifically use Facebook. Guilty. It's the only one I use. I don't understand the other systems, so that's something that I'll do. We don't want to be spamming social sites, so there's so many evergreen and conifer social groups. We don't want to just go and blast all kinds of ads on their pages. One, they're going to kick you off, and two, people are just you're not going to get any interaction from them. We don't want to just use generic techniques. Don't be pushy. The biggest thing is don't forget to thank people. So when they like you, when they share you, when they comment you can either message back to them or you can put in the comments, you know, thank you so much for sharing this. Thank you so much for liking it. You know, just acknowledge that you know that they acknowledge you. So then they're asking us to commit to reaching out and connecting with people on Facebook. Yes.
Going back to slides now, I think Scott is masterful at that posting where he sells what he doesn't sell. He's like, I'm sure his friends from college and stuff are like, wow, you know, lots of flowery family pictures, and they're on a cruise ship. Looking at the background, the next picture, you know, where is this guy? You know, I mean, he's just, and he's just very little with it, just having a great time, you know, doesn't really, it's intriguing, the mystery. I'm sure people are calling, what are you up to?
Right.
Yeah.
And I made a post last night or the night, I think it was last night, stating, you know what, last weekend, I was sitting last Friday, I was under a palm tree. Sunday, I was digging my house out, or my car out of 4 foot of snow. This evening, I'm sitting out on my patio in shorts and a tank, watching the sunset over the mountains, loving life. I got so many responses and so many likes to that. I have 2 meetings next week because of that post. So by phone. So this does work if we just apply it. And I made sure that I was doing this stuff before I got up and presented so that I could say it worked. And it does. We already went through this one. Okay, so they're wanting us to lead by example. So leading by example is like I just said. I got on the web or the Facebook stuff and started posting to see if it works. So this way my downline knows that I am utilizing these tools in the system. Using the Youngevity pages, it's kind of like doing what we call on social media. So get the Youngevity posts on the official site, those are our upline. That's our 3-way call. So now what they're seeing that we're not just making up our own stuff saying, you know, I feel great. We're now pulling off other people's testimonials from the other sites showing that other people are having good results with this. We're utilizing quality ads coming directly from the Youngevity page. So it's not just us, we have them helping with us. So that's I have a question. If you wanted to share someone else's testimonial from the Youngevity page onto your page, do they recommend that you ask permission from that individual? They stated that because that site is there, so maybe not necessarily off of the official site, you know, but we do have a public site and if people are coming on there, then yeah, you can like and share. That would be a safe answer. I don't have an exact answer. Making things up. Okay, so if they post them on the public site, pull them off of the public site. Yeah. So again, we want to be liking, sharing, and commenting from the fan page from Youngevity. Other things that we can post is the Wednesday deals. And then of course, Chocolate Friday. We do have the peanut butter cups now. Right? And so with doing these items, we're going to start putting out the content, and then we want to start contacting people. So when somebody posts on your Facebook page saying, whether it be a like, a share, or a comment, you know, you can just respond back. If you call them, message them, and say, hey, I noticed that you liked my post. Tell me what you really liked about that post. So we can just start engaging. One of the things that I sent out last night when somebody said something I haven't heard from in 2 years, my text was, hey stranger, how's it going? Because they initiated it, I was able to jump into the conversation, and I will be talking to him on Wednesday. So it works. And then one of the things we all need to remember is that every person we need to be successful, we have already been introduced. We are meeting them. So you've got people doing it. Okay. So that's the social media in a quick nutshell, because I have a ton in the retention as well. I'll talk to you guys afterwards if you have any more questions or if there's something that I missed. Thanks. Am I doing okay on time? Thank you. Social media. Everyone Nation had their last podcast was the blonde from. You won't get it. But she was up on stage last year at the conference on social media. But I did a overview, I did a peek at that book from Coleman, Social socialnomics. It looks like, I mean, all the stuff that I read on it and plugs, it looks like. Okay, so retention. Before we get into retention, we need to know that there's 3 ways that we can all grow our business. And the first way is to bring in new customers and new distributors. That means you're putting in more time, more effort, money possibly, if that's one of the things that you're doing. The second way that we can grow our business is to increase the transactions or increase the income per transaction. So in essence, upsell. And then the third way is to increase the transactions per customer. This is retention. This is multiplying your business. So in Harvard Business, they stated that increasing your retention by 5% can increase your profits by 25 to 95%. This is the biggest way to grow our business. All right. So right now, most people are focusing 80% of their time bringing in new customers and new clients. 20% of their time, if that, retaining the current customers and distributors that they have. If we were to change our mindset and flip that, then our income is going to increase immensely. I don't have the numbers memorized, but with the rule of 72, which is over a 24-month period of time, if you increase your effort by 3%, you can double your business income. So that's huge. So what we're trying to do is refocus ourselves and go away from putting all the time on bringing new people in. Not saying don't bring new people in, but now focus on retaining the ones that you have. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to show you a system to help us do that. So most of the people that are changing their way of working at it, doing, focusing on retention, all of their business all right, so, yes. Do you have a question?
Love this one.
Before we start calling people, we want to know why people are not ordering. So these are some of the reasons why they don't order. First reason is they don't open the box. It's on the shelf. Who needs to order if you already have it, right? Second one is to it's because they weren't given enough information, enough direction, they didn't know what to do with the products. And then you have the ones that, nutrition just isn't a priority. Most of the families only budget maybe 3% of their income towards nutrition. That's if they even. I'll be honest, before I got into this business, I had 0% for nutrition. I mean, it came to my food, budget, not intentional, Some people, their perception of what they were expecting from the product when they ordered it didn't come to fruition. So they're going to say that didn't work. You need to find out what is it that they were expecting. Or they're just not satisfied with the delivery method. I myself don't like pills. I love the powders and the liquids. That's the form that I use. Some people don't like the taste of the liquids. So we need to find out which intake they prefer, if that's the issue. And then, of course, there's other minor preventable issues, such as I went on the website and I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't find the products I wanted to order, so they just didn't work. That's very preventable, right? And most of these items are. So let's find out how we can prevent them from stop ordering for these reasons. Alex gave us a system of 3 calls. I'm changing it to 7 because there's one before we do all of these. The first call is before they get their products. You want to just give them a quick shout. Your products should be on their way. When you get them, give me a call and let me know that you got them. And then also explain to them to open them and kind of create a white noise in their life. Don't put your products in the cabinet. You want to put it in some obscure area where you're going to constantly run by it and you're going to catch it from the corner of your eye, When it's out of sight, it's out of mind, and they don't necessarily use it. So have it out in front of them until they get into the habit of using it on a daily basis. So then on the 7th day, 7 days after they've received the products and they've opened it, you're going to call in, you're going to check on them. How are the products working for you? Do you have any questions? Have any issues? You want to check and make sure that they're good and that they're happy with everything that they're doing. What we're wanting to do is create a wow feeling. Because if they have that wow feeling, they're going to continue to order. In 14 days, we're going to do another follow-up call, just again, all about checking and making sure that they're still happy with their products. Or if they have any issues, we can resolve their issues quickly. In 30 days, we're going to call and say, hey, did you place your order? Did you place your next order? That's it, auto ship. But you're still going to call in 30 days. So make sure that they have it. If they didn't, in some cases, it might be, well, you know, I didn't start the products right away. I waited a couple weeks, so I don't need to order yet. That's fine. I'm going to give you a call in about 15 days and see how you're doing. So that would be the 45-day call. Let's go ahead and get your products ordered. And we're going to call again 60 days, 90 days. Again, they're all just check-in. If we do this simple system of calling 6 times, I'm calling 7, you're going to have 98% of your customers still ordering for the next 2 years. Yep, that was the numbers that they gave me. That's huge. I mean, I know that I've enrolled several people, and of all the people that I've brought in, less than half are continuing ordering on a regular basis. I have some that will sporadically order. This is great. So we want to implement this, and then we want to teach this to all of our new people who come in to do this with their new people, so that we can all retain and grow our businesses together. Any questions on this side? Because this is the nuts and bolts.
I have a question today. Follow up whether we're ready to reorder. So we get a 30-day supply of most stuff.
Yeah, this is just what they so I myself would call a little bit before 30 days. And then again, some people don't order or don't cook it right away and they'll start using it. So yeah, you can fudge these days. Just make sure that you have this 6 to 7 connection. Quite honestly, I like to try and get my people to automatically get on the auto ship, so that I don't even have to worry if they reorder. But I'm still going to call in and verify that they're still happy with their product. Okay. All right. So what about those customers that I just spoke about that are no longer ordering that I think I've lost? Now, just because I think I lost them doesn't mean that I didn't. We can still follow up with them. But before we call and talk to them, we need to change the mindset in our heads, because we've already said we've lost them. I'm going to call them. They're going to be annoyed. They're going to tell me no. And it's all about how I'm going to feel and what's going to happen to me. We need to take it off of me. We need to realize that this call is about them. Our business and everything that we're doing is about helping other people. So when we tell ourselves, I'm helping them, it's not about me, that fear goes away. We're getting rid of that subconscious sabotage that we all do to one another, or to ourselves, not to one another. So it just makes it easier. I will admit that before I came in here today, I had this conversation with myself. Today is about helping you guys learn these new systems. It's not about if you're going to like my presentation. I'm not crying. So that's a good thing. That's how it works. So we're going to focus specifically on asking open-ended questions, and they're going to be positive. We're not going to call them up and say, hey, that's just in my back office. You're not ordering. Why aren't you ordering anymore? That's going to put them on the defense. You're going to get nowhere. So I'm going to go into a couple other ways of coming across this. All right. So before I go into there's when we call them, we're going to call them up, and I'm going to just do this real quick and then I'll explain it. So I'm going to call up and say, hey, June, this is Angela. Oh, I paused, so I did it wrong. Hey, Jim, this is Angela. I was just calling to see how is that banana candy tangerine working for you? If I pause, that gives them a chance to come in and interrupt and change the whole direction of the conversation. It's not a, hey, how are you doing kind of thing. It's, hey, how are the products going? And when I come in, when I say, hi, June, this is Angela, I've just created a good report. I'm a friendly person. And then when I go into the whole, how is that product going, I just created confusion because they're not using it. I know that, you know that, they know that, but they don't know how to answer it. You're going to get two answers. The first answer is going to be, oh, I'm not using it. Second answer is going to be, oh, it's great, but I know you're not using it. So now I'm going to ask them another question. I'm going to say, so tell me, what's so great about it? Eventually, they're going to have to come out and say, I'm not using this. And that's where we're opening up the questioning to, if they're no longer using it, I'm going to ask them, what was it, or what was your intention or your outcome that you were anticipating when you purchased these products? Now they're answering the question. And I'm going to keep asking open-ended questions until we get to either, yes, I'm going to buy, or you realize that, they are lost. And again, you want to remember, whoever is asking the questions is in control of the conversation. So we want to lure them into getting a real answer. I think that's about. So when we do this, we'll get a handful of objections. The first objection is going to be, I don't have the money. Now, what we want to think about is, I think it's on the spread, we want to leave it better than the way we found it. Okay? So when they say, I just don't have the money, I can't afford it, that's okay, Kent. I understand times are difficult. How about we just stay on a follow-up basis? When is a good time for you to call you back? So we're not going to try and figure out a way for them to be able to afford it. I'm not going to say, hey, let's go donate plasma together. That's what you're saying. So we want to keep it open, and this doesn't close the door that you never come back, and if they're a lost customer, they're going to say, sure, you can call me back in this time. Now you've gotten the permission to be able to call them back. Second one you're going to get is, I don't have it's too expensive. That's where we come back to that same question of, what was it about the product, or what was the expectation that you had when you originally ordered the product? What was the outcome that you were looking for? So you go back into that same questioning and kind of get them back into positive mode. Another way that you can, or another question that you can ask them is, are you purchasing any other products that are along this line? What they're ordering, why they're ordering, so things like that. Again, it's just keeping the questioning open. There's a third one. And then there's also the ones that, they'll come back to the, I just don't want to do the business. And they feel that they don't want to do products because they don't want to do business. And you give them the out. It's okay. You don't have to do the business. If products are good, continue to use the products, continue to share your story, or if people ask you, and if they decide that they want to order something under you, fantastic. We're going to send you a thank you check. Done. Okay. And so essentially, that's the whole gist of it. So what we want to do is we want to remember that retention equals increasing our income, increasing our volume, and increasing our belief, which will also increase the number of people that we work with. So if we take the challenge, and we get ahead of the curve, agree to making retention a priority, starting to make the calls, learning from the calls, then making more calls. Learn from those calls, make more calls, learn from those calls, make more calls. All of our businesses are going to, continue to grow. And we can then teach the people that we bring in how they can grow. And, sky's the limit. And then, as it states at the bottom of the screen, the best method for retention is to get paid. So if you can teach them how to retain people and how to get paid on a residual, regular basis, they're going to continue to do business. So that is.
Was this Alex Tice?
This was Alex Tice. Alex Tice and Scott Bell. Mostly Alex Tice.
So is this different from them calling people who have dropped off?
It's the same. It's the same, but now they're teaching us how to do it. So I think so Callie was kind enough to create these slides for me, and I know on one of the first questions was the question that Alex does. He'll call and say, hey, this is, or hi, this is Alex from Youngevity, the place where you order your Beyond Tangle. How is Beyond Tangle for you? So we just change it to, you and I are friends and you're ordering, hey, hi Jim, this is Angela, I was just calling to see how's your Beyond Tangle. That's what they're doing, and now we can do it as well.
I'm still lost. Is that, because there's people only like 1,000 people a day, right? Using which script though? Even though they haven't ordered.
Well, whatever the product is.
So they must be able to get in the back office and see.
They don't identify what they've ordered in the past. Okay.
And then
Okay.
just pull up one of those, because if you say products, then it's like.
Yeah, okay.
You don't want to say product.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, and another thing that we want to do with this is, when we're talking and doing the questioning and everything, if we hear a trigger that says that they're ready to purchase, we're going to give them one option and one option only, and that's going to be buy or buy. Well, it sounds like two. So, you know, it sounds like you're ready to do this. I know that you enjoyed the penny tangerine. So should we go ahead and order you another jar? So we'll give them a small bit and try and jump them up to the big one. Again, that's upselling, that really upselling, you know. So yeah, that's an important thing too. Okay.
Yes, calling one of the people versus calling.
They did not mention that on the personal choice. I would contact the downline and ask them if it's okay to contact their downline. So that there's no toe stepping and what if they're making the same calls. But if they exited the business, call them first because there's a whole script that I just gave you to find out why they're no longer ordering, why they're no longer doing. And see if you can re-engage them and then do those calls with them.
But you've got a lot of people in the witness protection program.
All right.
The slides that we asked Callie to send them or.
Well, I can put them on Zoom.
Oh, good. Yeah. Thanks.
So I now have the pleasure of introducing Ms. June McKenzie, our very own Youngevity model.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. So I'm here to talk about the compensation plan, and this is going to be a slightly different twist to what we have heard before. So we know that it takes effort to make money, and there is a psychology behind it. And let's think of a river as money. And the boulders that we see in water as our deterrent. We find that the path of least resistance is usually to go through it, but in this case, water is going around it. So what we want to do is find a way of that, to that path of least resistance to building your business and earning money. Okay, so let's think of our business as a dam. And this is us. This is your dam, this is us. And we're going to think of this as a hole in our dam. All right, we want to plug that hole up as quickly as possible. And how do we do that? Well, in Youngevity's case, we either do it ourselves by selling product, which isn't going to get us very far, or we work as a team and we go out and find others to do that. So we're going to plug this hole up by finding someone else to help plug that hole up. And we're going to do it one more time, and then again, one more time. So we're bringing people into the business. We're at the CEO level. We want to start plugging up our hole to start bringing in that money. So what do? We find somebody else who thinks the same way. They in turn want to do the same thing. So we're going to repeat that process. And again, and again. By plugging up the dam quickly, we will grow our bank account. So we know the first day we get into the system, it's a broken system. And we need to learn how to bring value to the model and find people who will make it happen. I'm known for doing this, missed opportunities, right? We're going about our day. I don't want to say that I judge people, but sometimes I do, you know, maybe it's the clothes they're wearing, maybe it's their attitude, maybe they're having a bad day and I just didn't think past that. But it's a missed opportunity. It could be very well a missed opportunity. This morning I was at the vet. There was a young man standing next to me. His bill was like $200 and some odd, and he said, "What? I thought it was only going to be $100." And so they took something off, and he kept complaining that he just didn't have the money. And you know, he was a young man that I probably wouldn't normally socialize with, but you know, he was clearly in need, and I'm here to serve. So I quickly gave him my card, said, "Listen, if you would like out of your situation, I would love to help you. Give me a call." He didn't even have an opportunity to ask me what it was, because he was engaged with them, and I walked out the door. And whether he calls me or not, it's up to him, but we need to look for those opportunities. Another thing we do, we're driving down the road, and we see these real estate signs, right? And we know that even though it's a hot market right now, it's such a competitive market right now that there's very little homes for sale, and they sell quickly. So why not jot down that person's number and call them and see how they're doing, and just simply ask the question, you know, are you happy with where you are? You want to open yourself up to be vulnerable. You know, to get this, we need to be vulnerable, right? And by doing this, by going out and plugging up these holes with the downline, you're building your dam. So again, I ask you, do you want to do it by yourself, or would you rather do it with a team? You can only do it by selling product or going out and finding like-minded individuals who want to do this. We have 90 days to make an impact on a person. We know that most people have a short attention span. So, what is going to be the 90-day plan? It's, sorry, my card's running over. Sorry. We know of a 30-day plan. We want to get their why. We want to get their list, start making their list, teach them how to continue to grow their list so that they can continue to build their dam. And train them with their mindset, You know, what I like to do is I like to plug into something that's network marketing related every single day. Some kind of training to help with my mindset. For me, that's MLM Nation podcast. Every morning when I'm getting ready for work, I sit there and I listen to it. So, you know, I encourage my team to do the same thing. We go through our day so quickly, we miss opportunities. This, by listening to something that is network marketing related, I think subconsciously gets into your brain and helps you to start identifying some of those missed opportunities. So we know that out of the gate without a 90-day plan, they may not make it. Any questions?
No, that's fantastic. I love the dam analogy.
Yeah.
That's on the downtown.
Okay, some beavers. Sue. We have next the lovely Sue Harley. I'm sorry, what are you going to be talking about, Miss Sue? Social selling. So please welcome up Miss Sue Harley.
Oh, cool. How do you like these? I'm going to talk about social selling. And they did a whole afternoon on this. So you're getting a very abridged version, but I'm going to show you where you can get all the information. So I thought that was cool. So this was the handout that they gave us. Inside of it, we have tons of scripts, strategies, how to coach your hosts, all sorts of stuff. So I'll talk about that a little bit. So, this one. Great. So just give you a little background. So social selling is all about finding, connecting, and then selling to people. And traditionally, it's been done through events, mostly like home parties, where you invite a bunch of your girlfriends over and show them pots and pans, or jewelry, or makeup, or skincare, or whatever. There's 19 categories out there that are used in that home party format. Everybody's got 10 of them, which is really cool. So the ones that we've got, we have jewelry, we have makeup, we have essential oils, we have skincare, heritage makers, 90 for life, weight loss, scrapbooking, MK Lab for tails only. So you can have a paw party. Ooh. And so we're already set up to do the home party plan thing. However, Youngevity is coming out with this great new way to do it, because the party plan across the country is struggling as an industry, because people are so busy trying to get on calendars, and then you're constantly rescheduling so that you can get enough people at an event. Plus, the younger crowd, they want to do it on the phone. Little things are taking over. So Youngevity isn't there yet with the platform, but their whole new technology initiative is building out a whole new platform so that we can do this virtually. And so what they're creating is you'll be able to do a virtual event, and they're going to have little lookbooks, like a catalog, and there'll be like a different one every week that you can use with different products, different themes for your party. And they're creating a Periscope type platform so that you, as the person who knows about Youngevity, whether you're the host of the party or you're doing it for a host, can be, virtually live, and you're saying, okay, pull up this virtual catalog, look at it, and now turn to this page, and now here's what you can do, and blah, 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 blah. So you're going to be doing it all over the internet and over your phones. And you can invite up to 500 people to these events. The platform that they're developing will hold 500 people. So this is where the power of the social media is going to come in, is you can be out there inviting and getting 500 people to an event. And then they're also going to be doing it in the local currency because now we are, you know, a big international company. So right now you can do it in Canada and Australia and New Zealand in their currency. So all the sales. So it's really exciting of what's coming. And if right now they're doing a beta test and the women that have been doing it have all averaged $900 to $1,500 for a party. And with, you know, 6 to 8 people, that's how much they're selling. So it's worked out really well. So if you would like to be part, yes.
Sorry, did they by chance show you a little glimpse of what the software is like?
That's not right. But, well, that's not true because you can go sign up and be part of the beta test. And so you call customer service and go to option 5, or you can just go to my youngevitysocial.com and sign up there. So I signed up and it's still in the beta test, but on that page are the invitations, starter kits, price lists, Spanish resources, scripts, order forms, the hostess plan, promotional materials, hosting materials for the different countries. So it really lines it out how to do the whole party. And I'm happy to, they did a lot of little parties for us so we could see how they were doing with the different products. We don't have enough time today to go into that. So if you guys want a training on it, I'm happy to put them together. We can do that on Saturday. Yes, so everything that's in this folder is on that website.
Once it is launched, so it's out of the beta testing period and it's launched, will this be applicable to all countries that we are currently in?
So, and Venmo did a great thing about our international expansion too, which is really exciting. So, that's pretty much it because, yeah, the rest of it is, they did a test of how to do a Malaysia party, how to do an essential oil party, how to do a scrapbooking party, how to do an money for life party. So be able to do that virtually and, you know, now to reach that expand beyond your zone, you know, you'll, it's like kids at college can go into their parents' list on Facebook and start, you know, inviting their friends and just doing these parties virtually.
You know, if, they're gonna be posting
The,
the social selling, or do you know if they're gonna be selling CDs like they did last year?
I've heard that things, that all the sessions were going to be hosted
I've been watching, they're doing.
in the next couple of weeks, but I thought it was YouTube. I didn't realize it was video.
Social, they're in the video. So I've been watching their,
So I'm just curious.
WTV, Youngevity International. Heard that in the print call this morning.
You can just download the video.
Yeah. That's not. There's a lot of stuff up there already. There's like 200 and stuff like that.
You know what's great about the social selling is I want to post.
And then, you know, just from a schedule standpoint, and hope, I think this is going to be way. So if you invite people that can come, but they were really interested in it, they could get really funny on it. And then they could still go in and
the social site. Is they go in there and they redeem their coupons and their credits that they get the hostess to the party. So what they get, just to give you an idea, is that traditionally most party plans, as a hostess, you'll get some free gift, and then you also get a percentage off of other products if you want to buy them. And depending on how much volume, then you get more and more discounts. And but it's off the retail price. So what Youngevity has done is they take kind of the best of the party plan. So you get the price is wholesale price. Plus, as the distributor, you get QB, except for the items that the hostess will get at 50% or 75% off coupon, depending on the So they'll get both credits and bonuses for holding the party, and then also for anybody at their party that books another. So if they have 3 friends that booked parties from that event, they could get 3 more items at 75% off. So it's going to be in their interest, if they like what they're selling, to really kind of work the crowd, like, oh, you can hold party and you can hold party, because then they'll get better benefit off of that. And so at the event, for if they do sell $450, basically, they get 15% off all the sales, plus they get 50% off. This is what the host is.
Oh, wait, they get cubic with you, or just us?
With us.
Okay,
Yes.
and then we also get residual on that too? Commissions?
Everything else they order if they join. Because they don't have to join to do this. So, in the party plan, there's an opportunity for you to ask them if they want to join. So, if they do 450, 750, they get 20% off and 50% off 2 items. And then if they do more than 700, they get 25% off and 75% off 2 items. And then if they book, then they get 50% off that, and 50% off items if they book 3, and 75% off.
So with Periscope software or that particular application is not interactive, but will the
I think it is going to be if they can ask questions on it. I think it's going to be somewhat interactive.
okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a dead screen like Periscope.
Yeah,
They're
I
still
can't see
working
it
on it.
not doing a property that's not interactive.
Yeah. So, what's that? Sign up.
So you said you signed up, did you start a party yet?
No, so I just.
Oh,
No,
That's great.
And it'll be great for the kids, because they're all on their freaking phone. This would be great for Mary Ann. They're all glued to that freaking phone of hers and Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are 2 things she loves.
So this might be the lane
Mm-hmm.
for her.
Yeah.
So might have her just try out the beta test.
Oh, you will. Okay. Yeah.
So, any other questions on that? Good. So here's the big argument.
Did they give you an idea of when it's going to actually roll out? Or?
When it's ready.
Are they hoping on the end this year?
Yeah, oh yeah, by
Convention.
convention, by convention they want it. That's the goal.
How long have they been?
And that's why the beta test is so important. If you want to jump in there and then get they have a place where you can feedback. Because they're just budget out
How long have they been testing so far?
since January. So from January to March, those parties have all been averaging $1,500.
And you don't have to serve it.
Yeah, yeah.
Just go
Yeah,
ahead.
there's stuff
One
out
way.
there.
Thank you, Lori.
So it's gonna eliminate a lot of.
That's
Plus,
really-
you have your friends that are overseas, you can start doing this with your friends overseas. Like I've been waiting, I have this friend in Perth who is like a scrapbook queen. She does amazing stuff. And I've been trying to figure out a way. And I'm like, this is it. She's got friends all over the world.
We should get some.
Yeah.
I'll ask this next question offline, that's fine.
Okay. So now I'd like to bring June back up. She's gonna be our product queen of all the new fun stuff. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
You both, up to you.
Yes. All right, so announcing some phenomenal new products. So the Triple Tree Butter, Peanut Butter Cups. Did you, in Charlotte, did everybody get an opportunity to try them in Charlotte?
Mhm.
Were they, oh, you didn't?
I didn't even know they had this.
Yeah, where were they?
They give them out. They give them out. And I know that this last, yeah, so that summit, they threw them out to the crowd. But anyway, like all of our chocolates, you know, they've got antioxidants, and, you know, help to promote healthy immune system, cardiovascular system. And, you know, these chocolates are wonderful.
Can I add something that
Yeah.
I got from Dr. Conway the other night on her call? She was saying that, you know, a lot of times the wallets that stay away from peanuts because of the molds that they tend to carry. But the peanuts that they're using are the highest quality. So you will get questions.
Good to know.
And so I decided to add that in.
Thank you.
And it's all organic.
Okay. And these are now available, so, yeah. All right, I am excited about this one. This is already on my order, Occutive, for our eyes. We already have an eye product, but this is part of the Pro line. You know, I mean, I'm sure you can all read it, but, you know, it includes the targeted vitamins and minerals that promote healthy ocular wellness, and I'm just super excited about this product. My eyesight's just not all that good right now. The other thing that I'm super excited and I'd love to give a testimony about is the eye discomfort. My eyes are always dry. So, you know, Colorado weather is one of the culprits for me. The other one is LASIK. So I can't wait.
Well, and I talked to Steve Wallach about this one, and I said, is this to replace the other ones? He said, no, it's a higher concentration, more targeted minerals and vitamins for the eye.
Yeah. It's a little more expensive than the other one, but I'm sure, like all the products on the Pro line, it's definitely worth the money.
What's the problem? I mean,
The professional line, so the Synaptive, I know that the male one and the female one. Yeah, extra test.
Zero.
Zero test, okay.
Part of the model was to be able to have something that the professionals could have. Oh, okay, so professional medical.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
Look at this! 60 serving size bag of the 2.0 BCT. It is now available, and through the end of this month, you will get an orange airtight counter container that will hold the entire contents of this package. At some point in time, we'll have these beautiful rainbow colors to put out on the counter because we have more products to put in there. But yeah, so through the end of the month, And if you go to your shopping cart and put in BTT, just BTT, this will be the first item that pops up and you'll see the promotion.
Is there anything like in the
That's what they say. Yeah.
Now,
Well, 60 servings, airtight and
so it's
resealable.
like getting two
Yeah.
canisters. Oh, yeah. So it's like two canisters
Yes.
in one bag.
Yes, yeah. Now, what I'm kind of curious about is how that works when you are always ordering your Healthy Body.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
That will be interesting. That was the first question that popped into my head.
Well, they might be starting to phase out.
Yeah.
Bags,
Yeah.
I guess.
So we've got Ultimate Vitamin D3 that's coming out. I'm sorry, I don't have a lot of information. But we also have the OsteoFX and the Grape Pollen Burst coming out in the 60 serving size bag as well. So that is super exciting, or at least for me, for the Grape Pollen Burst. And Slender FX Keto Caramel Shake and Protein Bars. I know a few of us have had an opportunity to try the bars.
The shake was good too.
I didn't try the No, did not try the
I
shake.
got one in my bag.
Do you?
Offered
Oh,
it
maybe
in
you
this
can. All right, so your keto caramel shake. So it's only 2 grams of net carbs, 20 grams of whey protein. And that's interesting because I think they've raised the amount of whey protein versus their standard bottle of Slender FX shake.
Is this one?
It is not.
Everything now is.
Yeah, so the vitamin D and the pollen burst, great pollen burst, the OsteoFX, those are still not available yet, nor is this. Or the bars, yeah, not yet, not yet.
But they should be coming.
Coming soon, yeah, coming very soon. I'm looking forward to trying this. It's packed with some pretty interesting products in it. It's gluten-free, of course, allergen-free.
The Cambodia and the carotene and the taurine, those are all really good for weight loss. And so it puts you in a state of ketosis. Without, yeah, because they're like the new big diet coming out now is the ketone diet, without actually throwing your body in ketosis.
Yeah. And I know if you go to the Resource Center and put in FX, there is a booklet now comes up that you can use with your clients for weight loss. So it's quite in depth. I'm wondering if it's going to need to be updated though when the Slender FX products come out or the keto products come out. But I perused it this morning and it looked really interesting. So
Where is that?
So if you go to resources and resources, and it comes up with the varied categories. There's a search bar, and all I did was just put in FX there.
Oh, FX.
Yeah, I didn't click on wellness. I didn't click on food or products or anything. It's just my little shortcut to finding whatever it's business related or product related. I was surprised. I've got a particular palate for protein bars, and I thought this was really good. It didn't taste. No, it was actually quite delicious. And I felt full for quite some time. I mean, I think both days I didn't really eat lunch, and that combined with an apple one day and a banana the next day, it was quite filling. And that's it. Those are the products that
And then, let's see, so, a group of us were talking, one evening about the whole Visa case. They did a lovely dinner called the Heroes Dinner.
And people who had been inspired by Sunshine Brisky's story about communities not having smoke detectors, they just went out on their own and got involved with the Red Cross and would get a whole group of friends together and go and install smoke detectors in low-income communities that didn't have any. And there were actually 79 fires prevented by those two people who got awards at the so Robert, what was the third one? Award for the
That was last week. Okay, smoke detector hospice.
Oh, and yes,
Yeah,
we
bring
did
it
it
through.
really nice. They just, one of their uncles had died that they were really close to. So
They
instead
couldn't
of
get.
sitting around and just being sad all day, they actually could go to their local hospice to feed families that were there with their loved ones that were getting ready to pass. So they got it as well. So it was really lovely then, touching, and then the Change Foundation gave them each $1,000 to donate to their charity. So we were talking about, well, how can we really capitalize on that with our own? Maybe it would help restore energy in our group here. Start maybe once a month on a Saturday, go do something in our community to help some organization here and do our own kind of little be the change. And I know you are very much involved with lots of things like that in the community. And maybe that's some good ideas where we could slot in, do a different something every month to go help out. One of the ideas that Callie and Trevor and I are working on is go work with community garden groups and y'all pitch in and get some blooming minerals and take that and help fill that into the soil now as gardens are getting planted, so there's actually some minerals in their food that are growing. And also kind of start educating people that way. There's one here in Berkeley Park.
Western wine class and with the big chili,
Yeah.
there is certainly some opportunities.
So are you guys interested in that?
I am, yeah, great.
Right, and if you know, just even, you know, maybe a habitat house that they're just building on, we can all go and help with that, or if there's a family or something in Evergreen that needs some help with something, you know, that we can all somehow pitch in. And just keep your things started and then checking and see organizations and see what we can come up with. So is Saturday a good day? And we could, instead of having our training, we could do that once. Then I also want to put a plug in for Salt Lake City Convention. They are going to do this up huge because it's going to be where they celebrate the 20th anniversary of the company. So they are going all out. And tomorrow night is the 24th. Yes. So is last night to get the early bird rate, which is $175. And then we're trying to caravan out, you know, maybe rent a bus or something, and we all go out, and then look into Airbnb, maybe rent a couple big houses or something. Do it that way. Okay, a lot of fun. So how many here are planning on going?
What are the dates?
September 7th through the 10th. Who has bought their ticket already?
Are reserved by hotel room.
Okay, you've got your hotel room, you're set. And then, I think I've been trying all week to get from Scott if next Super Saturday is next Saturday. I think it is. will let you know as soon as I can that down. And it will be up north, probably thinking maybe Loveland. That was where he was wanting to use that space of things. On May 14th, corporate's gonna do one of their virtual trainings. Again, they're gonna have a whole bunch of videos out again. Does anybody want to do that as a group here? Andrew and I are gonna be out of town, so we won't be able to drive it, but if there's somebody here who takes the lead, you know, be responsible for getting the video up and then asking people kind of what they took away from that segment, just keep it interactive, then go to the next video.
You can do it anytime.
Yeah.
In fact, now we did it like.
Yeah.
They already had something planned or whatever, so, you don't have to do it.
Or how long, I was wondering, you know, the details is how long it is. And all
It'll be through, you know,
It's usually the-
3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, it's a bigger chunk because they've got a lot of, usually you have to do 10 or 20 minute videos. Yeah. Yeah. So this.
This started earlier in the day, I cannot connect to you.
Oh,
That's why I was asking.
Yeah, so is there anybody who wants to take that on as super stacker?
We still do sound at 12:30 till.
So too, we can break it down, do it over a couple of days. We're just not gonna be here, so.
Should we go ahead, we'll go ahead and register and order the pack, because you get coffee and chocolate and you know, stuff and brochures and stuff
How about you, Angela?
Yeah, I think the reason I struggle with connecting is I have that last comment at the end of 12. Struggle to get over here, but in time to be more sad. Yes, I'll help.
Do you wanna just do it from 12:30 to 2? And then do a couple,
Yeah, we'll just break it up.
break it up that way, you wanna do that one? Okay. So it just helps us with.
Well, let's get, we'll have all the restrictions. I go and talk about it, it might be 2 hours, 2 hour blocks.
So that's all I have for today. Questions, in general, or something that we just came back from? Yes, it's on the website.
I can do that. Yeah. And the link to this, so when I share the screen, there's also share the screen. Oh, okay.
So thank you all for coming. And any other questions? Okay, so thank you, Angela, for
Yes.
taking your part.
You're
That's
welcome.
great. Thank you. It's great to be able to, you know, divide and conquer.